What's going on, you filthy 1348 Discord motherfuckers? Okay, so this is a video that's going to help you and also help you help others, especially as we have new enrollees into probably the most profitable Discord in 2022. Okay, so the 1348, you probably already heard about it from your friend, or you're probably already using it and you're making money, but again, we have to make sure that people are following the rules. So, rule number one, use 10% of your available dry powder. If you have a $500 portfolio, you could only play with $50 a play. You have a $5,000 portfolio, you can play with $500. $10,000, $1,000, $25,000, woo, you can play with $2,500, right? Now, your stop loss is 15%. That's it, 15%. Now, why 15%? Well, because if you're only playing with 10% of your portfolio, a 15% loss is only 1.5% of your total portfolio. That is less than most state sales taxes, or pretty much all state sales taxes. Well, depending which state you're from, right? Anyways, we're not going to get into that. Let's not overcomplicate the play. Now, with that being said, those are your rules. There are no exceptions to that, guys. If you're breaking those rules and you're losing money, get the fuck out this Discord. Now we're going to talk about the EMA. We're going to talk about the charts and how to set up the charts, because we get so many questions and so many people saying, well, my chart does not look like yours. Well, we're going to help you out here, okay? So the chart here, you want to make sure that you have extended hours turned on. Otherwise, you might not get the same looking lines and or chart. Also, these lines, these are EMAs. EMAs, okay? Say that with me. Eat my ass. Not MAs, not SMAs, EMAs. One more time. Eat my ass. Okay. So what we want to do is go ahead and color our EMAs, because I feel like it will help you psychologically to color the 13 green, the 48 yellow, and the 200 red. And the reason why 200 is red is because this is the first EMA we're going to reference, and this is going to be part of our strategy. Now, before we get into the strategy, you have to know that if you're playing options, you want to play at the money, okay? So let's go ahead and look at what that would mean by playing at the money. So here we are in the chart. We see the crossover happen. Now we have to look at the candle. And the candle's reading 457, 458. Okay, so you want to go to your options. And if you were in a call, you want to go ahead and find 458 strike. And you want a call because you're betting that the price will go up. Now, if it was a put, you would buy it at 458. And you're betting that the price will go down. As you guys can see, you got all these guys making all kinds of profit on the put side because the SPY ended up going down. That makes sense? And the reason why I say that is because so many people are into chat saying, what about the Greeks? If you want to know about the Greeks, ask Google, right? This Discord, we have everything simplified and we have rules for a reason so you can make money. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go back to the charts. Now, to answer a couple of questions here, we're going to go on to the daily. If you see the crossover happen on the daily, for instance, this is the SPY. If you see the crossover happen, you want to go ahead and buy your contract a month out from the day you purchased, right? Or the nearest month out from the day that you purchased the daily contract. Now, for the 4 hour, you have an option to go ahead, and from the day you purchase the contract, you can go 2 weeks out to a month out, okay? Keep that in mind. For those who are playing the 1 minute or the 5 minute, okay, you're playing the same day or next day expiration on the SPY, because the SPY has a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday expiration. For stocks, if you are going to play stocks, you want to choose the nearest Friday expiration. So let's go ahead and look at BBIG. Now, if we were to go ahead and buy a contract for BBIG, we would buy the contract that expires this Friday, because we're playing on the 5-minute or 1-minute time frame, okay? Now, let's make a couple of things clear. You're going to get alerts where the alert tells you it crossed over on the 3-minute. But that's just to prepare you for the crossover on the 5-minute. Now, we have different iterations of alerts. We have alerts that happen on the 1-minute, and you can choose to take that alert or play it on the 2-minute. And you could also take the 2-minute alert and play it on the 3-minute. You give yourself some time to collect your bearings and understand what you're looking at and understand your play. And understanding your play is absolutely important. So now let's go ahead and look at the chart here. Now there's a reason why we have the 200 EMA. If price action is below the 200 EMA, I am looking for puts. That's the signal I am looking for. I am biased to it. If you have price action above the 200 EMA, I am biased to calls. Really that simple. Now you could go ahead and we go to the 1-minute chart on here, and you could see you had the put signal here, and since price action was below the 200 EMA, the price moved to the downtrend, okay? It's really that simple. You guys need to understand that the 200 EMA is your prevailing trend, okay? It is pretty much the more powerful trend in the grand scheme of things. And again, you could look at the 1 hour or the 4 hour to see what the overall trend is. Now we're looking at BBIG. BBIG is in an overall bullish trend, okay? So maybe getting puts right now would not make sense, right? Remember, the trend is your friend, and you want to go with the trend, not against the trend. You know, you go on pretty much every social media platform and you hear how every stock is fucking manipulated. You know what? No, it's not. It's just that you're on the wrong side of the fucking trade and you got your ass handed to you and you don't know how to read charts. Now, we don't need to get deep into TA when we're playing this because this is a point and shoot strategy using the crossover. So what are the rules for the crossover? Let's go ahead and pull up a favorite stock of mine, NVIDIA. Now, before we enter a play and before we even think about accepting alerts, we want to get an idea of the overall trend. And we could see that NVIDIA is in an overall downtrend, whether you look at it in the 1 hour, the 4 hour, or the daily. Now, even on the daily, we could see that, we are above the 200 moving average, but the 13 has crossed below the 48, which tells us, well, we might be bearish. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at the 1 minute and how we would play this on the 1 minute. So immediately we come out of the gate, and guys, I have a very simple rule. If the cross does not happen before your eyes, you do not take it. And I will take this call because price action is above the 200 EMA. So we enter here, and that candle is at about 262. We can run it all the way up to 265, take our profit, get out, because then we are signaled a put here. And when we look at its proximity to the 200 EMA, we could guesstimate that the price action would break below. And this here is your moneymaker. So this is why a 15% stop loss is absolutely critical, because if you entered on this trade and for whatever reason it worked against you, you go ahead, you stop yourself out, and then you take the trade to the downside. And this trade to the downside is what was going to make you money. You go ahead, you open an at the money put on this crossover, and you ride this bad boy from 263 to 254. That is a $10 move. You want more? There you go. There goes some more. There's 250. All right. That should be a 5-fold move on your options call. Okay. So again, you want to look at the overall trend. And if the price action's below the 200 EMA, you're looking for puts or you're biased to puts. If it's above the 200 EMA, you're looking for calls or you're biased to calls. Not every alert is going to be a winner. It is up to you to look at the overall trend so you know that you're not going to get faked out on the alert. So now let's go to the SPY, because the SPY hurts a lot of people. And the reason why it hurts a lot of people is because people go ahead and jump into SPY as soon as the market opens. And this is a no-no. In fact, you can literally look at any stock at market open and see extreme volatility. We could look at BBIG, we see that volatility there. We can look at AMD and we could see volatility there, okay? At market open, the market is trying to figure out its overall trend and digest news. It is up to you to go ahead and jump on the signal, the proper signal. As you could see, price action broke below the 200 EMA, so we are biased to puts, and this is what prints. Got it? Get it? Good. Now, for those who play on the 5-minute, look, you're not going to get as many alerts as someone on the 1 minute, and we are in a trending market, or rather a ranging market. A ranging market is where the market's just sort of kind of moving sideways or in a downtrend, and we're used to trending markets, right? Because 2021, everything was just going to the fucking moon. So that's why you need to be conscious of where the 200 EMA is relative to your price action. Now, we go ahead and we could see here, we get one solid alert, and this is a call on AMD, and we take that here, and we could ride it all the way up to 137 up until the price comes back down. As you could see, it's running sort of kind of flat, just hovering over the 200 EMA. It could not find itself. It did not know where it wanted to go. All right. So again, just always be aware of that. You are going to get more alerts and more opportunities on the 1 minute, just like you're going to get more alerts and more opportunities on the 5 minute compared to the 1 hour and compared to the 4 hour and the daily. Okay. So it's all a matter of you being comfortable in your time frame. Okay. Now, the way you play these and the way you use your accompanying indicators in these time frames are the same for every time frame. Now, in this Discord, you will find that we alert on the 3 for you to play the 5. We also alert on the 4 hour. We're building our 1-day alert list. We're also building the 2-minute list just so you can play on the 3. And then we have the 1 minute alert, which you can play on the 1 minute or play on the 2 minute. But regardless of what time frame you are in, you are playing it all the same way. And this is what's going to help you manage fake outs. So here we go. We are on the SPY. We get the put signal. You guys would get the alert in the Discord. And if you're not getting the alerts, have the alerts page open on your computer so you can see the alerts pop up, and or make sure notifications are enabled and that you do not have @everyone suppressed. Okay? Just really that simple. We're not going to get into this. This is not a how to use Discord video. This is how to play the EMA crossover. So on the 1 minute, I got this alert. It's a put alert. So the next thing I'm looking at immediately, I'm looking at the RSI. Is it below 50 or 45? Yes. Okay, this checks out good. Now we look at the MACD and we see the trend. It is very, very, very bearish. So I have confidence in this move. I also get that confirmed when I see price action break below the 200 EMA. And there we go. Okay. Now I'm going to show you guys an example where price action breaks above the 200 EMA and what you're looking for. So here we get another example. Again, we are on the 1 minute and we get the alert for a call. First thing I'm looking at is the RSI to see that the RSI is above 50 or 55. Okay, that's where you want RSI to be. You also want the MACD to show that it's well into its trend and that it had already crossed previous, okay? So the MACD will cross before the 1348 will cross. From there, you enter your play and you keep an eye on the 200 EMA because it may act as resistance. The 200 EMA can act as support or resistance. So here we have price action breakthrough. Therefore, this is a very, very profitable call. Again, I would not be biased to this. However, since we did break above the 200 EMA, I will make an attempt to stay in the trade as long as I can. But I, by rule, will take profits at 10%, 20%, or when you can go ahead and take a screenshot, send it to your boss with a middle finger. When you can do that, that is absolutely the time to exit your trade. If you could go ahead and take a screenshot, send it to your boss, okay? So just remember that. All right, so going back to this, what I really want to find is a bullish or a call and a crossover that meets that rule. Because again, if I see that price action is above the 200 EMA, I am biased to calls. Also, if the crossover does not happen before my eyes, I do not take it, okay? Because pre-market, after hours, you take it with a grain of salt. It's bullshit. That is a whole different market. That is a whole different hustle. You got guys in pre-market that are setting up the price to make you a back holder as soon as 9:30 hits. Remember that, okay? Let's look at the chart here. We're also on a SPY, and as you guys could see, again, super choppy in the morning, right? The market doesn't settle itself to at or about 10:30. Again, I try to stay away from this craziness here, right? This is like a packed train. But here we go. We got the call signal, but then we got price action break above the 200 EMA. I am biased to calls. As you can see, because price action was above the 200 EMA, it was therefore a very profitable call, and the price followed the overall trend. That is the most important part, the overall trend. You get that in your head. You do not want to bet against the trend. You could go ahead, no matter what alert you get, you can go and even go to the 5-minute time frame to see what the overall trend is with the price action, okay? Now, we all know that we are in a down market. You could go ahead and use the 5-minute, the 1 hour, or the 4 hour to see what your overall trend is. Don't bet against the trend. Bet with the trend. If you get signals or indication from this Discord of a put and that put is going along with the trend, take it. If it's going against the trend, you might have a window of profit, but it's going to be very small. You see? Now, if you're going with the trend and the price action's above the 200 EMA, that window, that profit window will be much larger because you're going with the trend. Whether the trend is upwards or down, just go with the trend. Otherwise, what you're doing is essentially walking on the wrong side of the street and getting elbowed in your left eye because, well, you were going against the trend. Anyways, guys, I hope you learned something. I hope this explains a lot. All right. Again, if you are playing the 5-minute, wait for the 3-minute alerts. If you're going to play the 1 or 2 minute, wait for the 1-minute alert. If you're going to play the 1 hour, if you're going to play the 4 hour, you enter on the 4 hour alert. If you're going to play on the daily, you enter on the daily alert. Just really, really, really simple stuff. Okay. I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, again, open up a paper trading account, set up these lines, and just look. It will start to click within an hour or two, maybe a few days for some. It will click. But we make things simple here in this Discord. No fancy TA, no craziness, because this is point and shoot. And, I'm a momentum trader, and I'm teaching you guys how to follow the trend and go with momentum. You do that, you make money. And you make sure you don't get hurt. Because, like Jim Cramer said that sometime in 2022, retail was going to get hurt because all retail knew how to do was buy and hold. Well, now you're versatile. Now you're like Mountain Lion. You're just versatile, right? Go ahead and make that money. Make your wife proud and go fuck your boss next month. Not literally, but, just sign that 2-week notice. Peace.